Não cessa, no fim de semana.
Back in the cruise, my car is a flat tire, and yeah, last night I honestly don't even know what happened, but today's chest day was sick. The pump, absolutely insane. The issue that I'm having is that the split is going fantastic. If you guys don't know, I changed my split about 2.5 weeks ago. The split's going great. Every single lift I'm progressing in, every single workout, except for chest. All right, back to the shitty camera angle of the cruise. But today was a great day. I had a call with the boys, and we were discussing something that I want to share with you because it's extremely, extremely important when it comes to just doing the things that you need to do. Because a lot of the times people just chop it up to like, oh, I'm not disciplined enough, like when motivation runs dry, and like I need to just be able to, you know, like force myself to do it. And although that is good and I like it, there's nothing really to like hang on to like tangibly in terms of like discipline. Because it's like, well, how do you get more discipline? And it's by just simply doing it, right? And like repetition and like doing disciplined things makes you more disciplined. But it's like, yeah, but like how do I even get to start into that, right? And honestly, for me, it's like I have a switch in my brain that they honestly kind of like my boys, they like almost make it like my thing, to where they say Vince always has a switch in his brain that he can just turn his emotions off, like regardless of any other things that are happening in his life, regardless of any way that he feels or whatever it is. Like I just have the ability to turn my brain off to any type of feeling or emotional connection to that thing, and I just do it. It's not because I want to do it or because I don't want to do it. It's not because of like what's going on here, what's going on there. It's simply just a matter of doing it. And the way, in my opinion, to be able to build that capability to turn your brain off and turn your emotions off is to detach yourself from that feeling. And the way to do that is to think of it as like this. When it comes to training, for example, let's take training as the example. Do you train because you know training is good for you and because it builds your physique? Or do you have a real reason? Do you have a real why behind why you train? Like, what are you training for? Are you training for strength? Are you training for bodybuilding? Do you want to build your physique in a certain way? Are you training CrossFit? Are you training like what specifically are you training for? What is that goal? And then once you can identify the reason why you're doing those things, regardless of whether you enjoy doing them or whether you don't, you get to show up every single day and say, yeah, I may not like doing this today, but I'm doing it because I know why I'm doing it, and I know what it's going to give me if I continuously do this on a long enough time frame. Because I tell you guys this all the time, as contrary as it may sound, I hate training. I actually do. 80 to 85% of the days that I train, I don't like it. It's the last thing that I want to do some days when I wake up, because I train first thing in the morning every single day. 80% of the time, I don't want to do it. And it's not even because, the reason that I go down to do it isn't because it's like, oh, like I'm going to get a pump and then I'm going to feel better. I'm going to feel this gratification once I complete that task that I don't want to do. It's not even that. It's, okay, cool. I'm going to show up. I'm going to put myself through this sacrifice. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability while I do it. Because in reality, my training sessions, excluding the warm-up, because I have a very extensive warm-up, excluding the warm-up, I do 1 set per exercise to absolute failure. Every exercise, compound-wise, is supersetted with an isolation. That is 1 set. I do 1 set per exercise, and then I have anywhere between, I would say, 2 to 5 exercises per muscle group that I do on a day-by-day basis, depending on what muscle group I'm training. And that's my workout. My workouts don't take very long. They're genuinely, like I said, excluding warm-up, they're like a half hour, 45 minutes. And then, so I tell myself, I'm like, you know, realistically, it's only 30 to 45 minutes. Just lock in and just do it. Like, you're gonna hate yourself so much more for not doing it. And it's just going to get even worse if you were to delay it till later in the day because you think you're going to feel like it later in the day. You're not. The perfect time does not exist. There's never going to be a time where you just magically, like, all of a sudden want to do the thing. Are there going to be days where you do? Yeah. Are there days that I do want to train? Absolutely. But you can't rely on that. You can't rely solely on the times that you feel like doing something, because you're never going to be able to do it enough to actually get the result that you want in that given thing. That's not just training, that's every single aspect of life. So you have to understand that you have to detach your emotions from the thing itself. Regardless of whether you want to do it, whether you don't want to do it, you have to understand why you're doing it. And for me, I love the result that it will give me, because we so often, with so many things in our life, whether it's business, whether it's our physique, whether it's our relationships, we overcomplicate the shit out of it for no reason. Life is very black and white. A lot of the things that we do are very black and white. Yeah, is there nuance to it? Yeah. Are there intricacies to some of the things? Yeah. But when it comes to just doing the work, it is very black and white. You either do it or you don't. What you do inside of that, in terms of the level of focus and the level of intention and intensity that you put into that block of time that you are doing that thing, that is extremely important. But when it comes to doing it or not, it's so black and white. And if you can just turn your brain off to it and be like, listen, for this given period of time, I don't care how I feel. Emotion does not exist. For me, from 7 o'clock in the morning, or whenever I train, from 7 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't care how I feel. Pain doesn't exist. Emotion doesn't exist. And I just go. And I just do what I need to do. And then when I get done, are there days where I have a really good pump and I do have that feeling of gratification? Yeah. But that's not what I'm after. I'm not after that gratification, because it's not something that is consistent enough, and it's not something that's consistent enough to be able to attach yourself to it and hold on to it, because it's not going to be an everyday thing. You're not going to have the craziest pump of your life every single day, every single training session. But what you can attach yourself to is the belief inside of your mind that if you do it every single day over a long enough time frame, you will get the body that you want. You will make the money that you want. You will have the amazing relationship that you want if you do it long enough. And not only do it long enough, but when you do it, you do it to the best of your ability. Because realistically, think about it. If you're going to do it, why wouldn't you do it to the best of your ability? It makes no sense. If you're going to do something that is difficult, and because it's difficult, it actually yields the results and it's worth doing, that's why it's difficult to begin with. If you're going to do something like that, why would you half-ass it? You already don't enjoy it. That's how I think with training. It's like, I already don't enjoy this, so while I am doing it, because it's a non-negotiable for me, I might as well go balls to the wall and go all out in order to get the most out of it.
because I already don't like it, so I might as well get the most out of it when I do it. That's how you have to think. You have to emotionally detach yourself from the action itself, and then when you do show up to do it, regardless of how you feel, tell yourself, I do this thing like I do everything. And that mentality will transfer over into every single aspect of your life. Because if you do one thing how you do everything, your brain's going to think to itself, if I do this to the best of my ability and it matters to me, the result, why wouldn't I do this other thing to the best of my ability, which also matters? And if you start by doing it with things that don't matter, like, let's take something as simple as brushing your teeth. If I brush my teeth to the best of my ability every single day, when I go into my training session, I'm going to be like, I just brushed my teeth, of all things, to the best of my ability. As stupid as it may sound, it makes sense. If I'm going to brush my teeth to the best of my ability, and brushing my teeth has no materialistic benefit to it, or marginal gain to it, obviously teeth health is important, that's not what I'm saying, but like, monetarily brushing your teeth has no benefit to you. So if you're going to do that to the best of your ability, why wouldn't I train to the best of my ability? Why wouldn't I work to the best of my ability, have zero distractions, be fully focused in, not answer texts, not answer emails, have my phone on do not disturb, and fully lock myself into whatever that period of time is that I'm working throughout the day? Because in the grand scheme of things, you got to think about it. 24 hours in a day, let's say, just for the sake of math, you sleep 8 hours a day. You guys know that I don't, but let's say you sleep 8 hours a day, that's 1/3 of your day already gone, which sucks. But you got to think 16 hours left in the day. How many of those hours, waking hours, are you actually working? Training, for example, it's not even like a 20th of the day. So why would I not do it to the best of my ability? It's not all encompassing. It's not my entire day that I'm spent training. So considering it's that small of a percentage of my day, I might as well do it to the best of my ability. When it comes to work, whatever your work is, it could be labor, it could be on the computer, whatever it might be, you're not doing it every single waking hour. If you tell me you are, you're lying to me. Like, if you're working every single waking hour, congratulations, honestly, because you're making significant strides towards the man that you want to become. But let's just say out of the 24 hours in a day, you sleep 8, which is 16. You train for 1 hour, that is 15. Let's even say, just for the sake of math, let's say you work 5 hours a day. If you are locked in for those full 5 hours, it sounds like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's only 1/3 of your day. It's only 1/3 of your day that you're not like doing something that, oh, maybe like I would much rather enjoy watching Netflix, or, you know, eating some food, or like whatever your vice is, essentially. Think about it like that. Even though this thing is terrible and I don't want to do it and it sucks, one, it's yielding the result that I want, and two, it's only 1/3 of my waking hours. So I still have all this time that I can allocate towards other things. Now, don't let them be self-sabotaging things, because that's going to deteriorate from the work that you actually do. But if you spend the period of time that you actually are doing those things that move the needle closer, if you're spending them as efficiently and as locked in as you possibly can, are you going to have more freedom to be able to do some of the other things?